Okay, so in this lecture, we are going to deal with the new concept and new chapter, that is value analysis and value engineering. Okay, so first of all, we try to understand what syllabus we are going to deal under this chapter. So syllabus, definition, objectives, and use of a value analysis, then reasons for unnecessary cost, then value analysis procedure, then phases of value analysis. So these concepts we are going to learn in this particular chapter, value analysis and value engineering. Okay, so first of all, we try to understand what is meant by value. Okay, so whether value is related to the cost only? No, it is not. Actually, we are habitual that we are correlating, or we are considering the cost word or cost of anything with its value, but it is not actually that. Value is always dealing with the functionality of that particular product or anything, whatever thing. Okay, so you can take any soil also, and from the soil you can take any building also. Okay, so here the concept of a value is not only associated with the cost. Here the concept of a value is associated mostly in correlation of a cost with the function, or in another wording it is called as a utility. How much useful that particular product or that particular item to you. So on that basis the value is concerned. Okay, on that basis the value is concerned. Okay, so let's take the example of a toothbrush. Okay, so toothbrush is useful, at least we can say that the brushing activity you can perform in the morning for 10 minutes, and in the evening or in the night for the 10 minutes, so 20 minutes. So how much price you want to pay for the brush? Okay, how much price you want to pay, or in how much cost you want to buy that particular brush from the shopkeeper? Okay, so minimum I think from 10 rupees to maximum 50 rupees. Okay, so if we are dealing with these things, how much time we are using that thing in your life, and how much functionality that particular product that that consists of its value. Okay, and this functionality will be converted into value. Okay, for any product the functionality of a product will be converted into value. And value related thing, if you want to check why the value related things are very much useful, if let us consider anything is more expensive, uh, correlated with any place. Okay, let us consider the diamond. Okay, whether it is having the value? No, it is not having the value, it is having the cost. Okay, the value, why useful that? Okay, let us consider that if you are taking purchase the diamond and you have kept in almari, or you have kept in one of the cupboard and not use that, so there will not be any value for that particular diamond. But yes, there is a prestigious function, and you want to showcase your attitude, or you want to showcase your richness in that function, then that diamond will be do that particular thing. So at that place the value of a diamond will get increased. Okay, when the diamond kept in a cupboard, and diamond kept in a necklace, or diamond is in necklace, and you are showcasing that thing in a party, and value of that particular diamond. So it is a relative thing, it is not a fixed thing, it is a relative thing. Okay, and it will change according to the place. Okay, so let us consider you are using something, let us consider you are buying some food in a rupees in India, and it requires hardly 10 rupees. Let us consider the vada pav also, it requires only hard rupee 10 rupees in India. But if you want to purchase same vada pav in America or in Europe, it may cost half a dollar for you. So, and half a dollar if you convert into money, so it will becomes near about 30 to 35 rupees, or near about 40 rupees, if you consider that thing. So the material that you have used to make that thing, similar kind of a material that used in America and in Europe also, but the cost of that thing get changed according to the location. So I want to interpret over here that this value concept is not constant one, or the person which is having the value for particular product will not have the same value for the another person for that particular product. Okay, so it is a relatively thing. Okay, and it is not only the cost of that particular product, it is the functionality of that particular product. Okay, it is associated with the functionality of that particular product. Okay, so first of all, this value analysis concept is originated during the Second World War in 1947 due to the shortage of essential materials. Okay, so essential materials, if you take the clothing, okay, if you take the foods, okay, and so these are the essential material. Then for the war front required, gunpowder is required, then bullets are required, then the pistols are required. So all these are the required things during the war period, and what will be the value for that thing. Okay, so and it was firstly developed by the Lawrence D. Miles. Okay, and it is named this particular technique to understand the concept of value. uh, this value word is invented by Lawrence D. Miles, and he was invented the technique to understand the particular product value. Okay, so actually it is the lowest price you must pay to provide a reliable function or a service. Okay, so in this quote, or Lawrence D. Miles quoted this particular uh, sentence, or this definition related to the value, that you need to pay some amount of money to use the functionality of a product. Okay, to use the functionality of a product. So minimum amount, how you can cost for that particular function. Okay, let us consider you are taking you are using the stapler. Okay, stapler is useful to join two pages. Okay, so what will be the lowest value for that particular functionality? Okay, so that concept is correlated with money and functionality. So here, in a simple language, value can be formulated as worth divided by cost, or it is the ratio of worth to cost. And it further quoted as functionality of a product with respect to cost, or utility of the product with respect to cost. Okay, so value can be termed in a different format. So use or functional value. Okay, so as we have discussed that brush, usefulness of that particular product, let us consider the bike, usefulness of that particular product. Okay, so it's a function. Okay, traveling is a function, then brushing is the function, then eating is a function. Okay, so food used to eat and fulfill your hunger, so that will be the function of that particular product. Okay, and by paying the lowest amount for that particular function, you are buying that particular product. So how much valuable depends upon its functional value. Okay, some of the products are depends upon their functional value. Then esteem value. So let us consider you buy one bungalow, and it looks very beautiful, and it is placed at the central location of the city, and looks very much attractive. Then you buy some Ferrari or Mercedes Benz, and it looks very attractive. Okay, so the value here, it's value related to the look or attractiveness of that particular product. So that attractiveness, or we can say that the glory of the product, and the value related to the glory. If yes, yeah, if you have some watches, let us consider take the example of a Titan watch, and when you buy it and wear it, so it looks very much attractive to your personality. So that particular value of attractiveness will be called as a esteem value, will be called as a esteem value. So esteem value is the properties, features or attractiveness which causes us to want to own it. Okay, आपको वो देखने के बाद आपको लग जाएगा कि हम वो परचेस करें. So like clothes, so some kinds of class, if you're doing the window shopping and you look to some clothes and you feel that it should be owned by you, so that will be nothing but the esteem value of that particular product. Then cost value. Now the amount of money spended on producing that product will be considered as a cost value. So the sum of the labor, material and other various costs required to produce it. Okay, so that all the cost related to the cost value. Okay, then exchange value. Okay, exchange value. Now you are paying something, okay, rupees, in a rupees, and you are buying something, so that will be the exchange value. Okay, you are exchanging. Then some kinds of, you are exchanging the shares of a company, so that will be the exchanging value. Okay, what will be the trading value? Let us consider you are selling the onion in the market. So there you can say that there will be the exchange of your good with the another party or businessman people. So that will be considered as exchanging value. Okay, it is properties or qualitative which enables us to exchange it for something else we want. Okay, for something else we want. Okay, we want money and we want to sell our product, so that will be the exchange value. Then all about this about classification, whatever we have discussed, so on that basis we can understand what is meant by value. So value is the defined it is defined as the minimum money which has to be expended in purchasing or manufacturing product to create the appropriate use or esteem factor, to create the, I'm saying, appropriate use and esteem factor or esteem factor. उससे कुछ फंक्शनिंग करने के लिए, नहीं तो वो एक समझ लो कि वो एक स्टीम फैक्टर कैसे हो सकता है, किसी को लुभाने के लिए उसका यूज किया जाए. सो दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज ए स्टीम फैक्टर. नाउ हियर इफ एनी ऑफ द पर्पस is fulfilled with a minimum cost or minimum money from that particular product, then that particular product is having value. Okay, then that product is value will be considered as valuable to you. Then according to the Society of American Value Engineering, that will be in a short form represented as a SAVE, the value analysis is the systematic application of recognized techniques which identify the functions of a product or a service, establish a monetary value for the function and provide the necessary function reliably at the lowest cost. Okay, so according to this particular society, according to the Society of American Value Engineering, value analysis is the systematic application of recognized techniques. So there are some value analysis techniques are there that will be used to identify the functional requirement of any product or a functional requirement of any services, and that particular functional value or that particular function will be converted into a monetary value. Okay, or will be converted into the cost or money. Okay, it will be converted into cost or money, and that cost associated with the function will be at the minimum level. Okay, so the techniques related to the value engineering will be used to understand the values of particular functions. Okay, now this value analysis targeted to reduce the cost value, and it reduces it tries to increase the product value. Okay, means what? It reduces the cost value means प्रोडक्ट की कॉस्ट कम करना चाहता है और प्रोडक्ट की फंक्शनैलिटी बढ़ाना चाहता है. ओके, व्हाट इट एम्स, इट ट्राइज टू रिड्यूस द कॉस्ट वैल्यू एंड इट tries to increase the product value. Okay, so it is not inherent in a product, it is a relative term, and value can change with time and place. So it is not inherent, or we can say that it is not related to the product. It is related to the time and place. Sometimes if you go in the 1900 century, so now at that time, what will be the value of a mobile? So no one using that. So let us consider anyone invented mobile in that particular century. So what will be the value for that particular product? If you have invented mobile in a 2000 year, and what will be the value of that particular mobile? And you have invented some mobile in 2021, what will be the value of that particular mobile? Okay, so it is a relative term, and it is not it will not be considered as inherent in a product, means ये inbuilt nahi hoti. Okay, so it depends upon the time and place. Now, it can be measured only by comparison with the other product which perform the same function. So you can compare the value of that particular product will be compared with the similar kind of a product. Okay, so and it will not be easily measured, but it can be compared with the another product which are having the similar kind of a functions. Okay, which is having the similar kind of a function. So we can understand the value concept by comparison. Okay, and the value is the relationship between what someone wants and what he is willing to pay for it. Okay, आप क्या चाहते हो और उसके लिए कितना पे करना चाहते हो? So depends upon that thing, the value concept invented. Okay, in fact, the heart of value analysis technique is the function approach. It relates to cost of a function, whereas other relates to the cost to the product. Okay, so here the value can be interpreted as the function divided by cost. Value is interpreted as function divided by cost. Now, concept of a value engineering. Okay, what is meant by value engineering? So it is one kind of interdisciplinary concept. Means what? You should have some knowledge of mechanical engineering also. You should have some knowledge of finance also. You should have some knowledge related to the product consists of variety of components. Let us consider your product consists of some electronic component, some software components, or it is having some softwares and it is having some mechanical part. So to evaluate the functionality or to perform the value engineering on that particular thing, you should have some interdisciplinary approach. And here you need to understand the functions of that particular product and try to convert that particular functions into appropriate cost or into appropriate money. Okay, so here the value engineering is a intensive interdisciplinary problem solving activity that focuses on improving the value of the functions that are required to accomplish the goals or objective of any product, process, service, or organization. Okay, then value methodology. Now, which methodology are used to understand the values of a product? That methodology will be considered to be a value methodology. And now this methodology tries to reduce the cost of the product and tries to inculcate the value in the product. Okay, or when the cost will get reduced, we know that the value of that particular product will get increased, because if you maintain the same functionality and providing that particular product in a lower cost, then if you compare the function with respect to cost, then the functionality cost will reduce, then value is automatically increase. Now this value methodology is a systematic application of a recognizing technique which identify the functions of a product or service, establish the worth of those functions, and provide the necessary functions to meet the required performance at the lowest overall cost. Okay, getting everyone? So what is this value methodology? Here the value engineering techniques are implemented to understand the cost and functionality relationship and what is the worth of that particular function. Okay, worth means how much money deserve that particular function in that particular product. So that will be understood over here and tries to reduce the cost of that particular product and tries to increase the value of that particular product. Okay, so value engineering is the process by which company analyzes the individual components of a cost with a product or service in order to determine whether it can re-engineer the product's cost base in order to improve the value to the customer. The start point for value engineering is to understand the relationship between each individual cost component and the value to customer associated with each individual component of a cost. Okay. Now here, each and every process, okay, of a value engineering tries to understand the functionality of the product and each component of that particular product, functionality of each component of in that particular product, and tries to reduce the cost associated that particular product so that it will be more valuable for the customer. Okay, so that it will be more valuable for the customer. So value and analysis and value engineering, now these two words, we can see that very much synonymous to each other, but there is a very large difference between these two words. That is nothing but value analysis and value engineering. Value analysis we can use if we are doing value analysis or value engineering of an existing product. Okay, जब आप value की engineering की concept existing product पर लगा रहे हो, तब आपको उस टेक्निक को वैल्यू एनालिसिस बोलना चाहिए। और प्रोडक्ट अभी मैन्युफैक्चर नहीं हो रहा है, ओके, प्रोडक्ट अभी डिजाइन फेज में है, तब आप वैल्यू इंजीनियरिंग कंसेप्ट लगा रहे हो, वैल्यू इंजीनियरिंग मेथोडोलॉजी लगा रहे हो, तब उस लेवल पर आपको वैल्यू इंजीनियरिंग बोलना चाहिए। Okay, so though the two terms are used synonymously and philosophy underlying in the same, that is unnecessary cost elimination, there is a difference between these two. The difference lies in time and the phase of the product life cycle at which technique is applied. So value analysis applied to the existing product, okay, with a view to improve its value. It is analysis after the fact and remedial procedure. Whereas the value engineering is applied to the product at design stage and thus ensure prevention rather than elimination. Okay, so value analysis concept existing product पर लगाई जाती है, okay, and it tries to reduce the cost of that particular existing product. Okay, whereas value engineering applies their concept over the product yet not be produced, or it is in a design phase. Okay, and in a design phase it is ensured that the unnecessary cost will not be inculcated during the design phase only. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the value analysis and value engineering. So uses of value engineering, how this value engineering is useful for the company. As we have discussed, this value engineering concept tries to reduce the unnecessary cost which are going to inculcate into the product, and it also reduces and eliminate the unnecessary cost from the product. Okay, and it will tries to provide the balance cost and performance ratio. Okay, and it also prevent over design of a component, then it motivates to employ with the creative ideas, and when you are going to increase the value of a product for the customer, that will convert it for the profit, and it will reduce the cost of the product. Okay, and it will helpful to the industry to satisfy the customers. Okay, so it is cost prevention as well as cost elimination technique, thus reducing the cost of the product, and it helps employees for the better understanding of their jobs and orients them towards the creative thinking, balance the cost and performance, prevent over designing of a component, motivates employees to come out with creative ideas, increases the profit and deflects the cost, helps to satisfy the customer with company's products. Okay, when to apply value analysis. Okay, so there will be not a sufficient timeline to apply the value engineering. Now we have discussed the value engineering concepts are applied on the products which are in the design phase, and value analysis technique is applied to the product which are already in a production stage and they are producing on continuous basis. And to increase the value of an existing product, we need to apply the value analysis concept. So here, if the company losing their product or market share, or we can say that losing their customers, and their sales is declining, so in that case company need to apply this value analysis concept. And the specific company's product prices are higher as compared to their competitor, at that time need to apply the value engineering techniques. Then new products are under invention phase, so at that time also the company need to apply the value engineering concept to reduce the cost of a new products also. Then the company's profitability and return on investment in a declining phase. Okay, so a declining trend, it is showing the declining trend. So at that time this value analysis concept need to be applied and try to reduce the production cost and try to inculcate more value in the product, so that the customer will be attracted to the product. Okay, then company failing to meet its delivery commitment, when it is happening, the commitment whatever given to the customer, so that will not fulfilled, at that time company need to apply this value analysis concept to understand whether there is a problem related to the manufacturing, whether there is a problem related to the functionality of the product. So one can expect very good result from the application of a value analysis at the proper time and correct phase of production life cycle. Value analysis should be applied from for the different concepts. Okay, so there are some unnecessary cost that inculcated during the each stage of a product. Okay, so this unnecessary cost inculcation, there are a number of reasons are there. There is no one person want to introduce the unnecessary cost or extra cost in the product. So it is happening because of don't have proper knowledge related to the product, don't have proper information about the things. Okay, and because of that these costs are inculcated in the product. Okay, so if you take any product, there are 20 to 30% of cost of that particular product is considered to be the unnecessary cost. So here there are problems listed because for the unnecessary cost, that is lack of relevant information leads to wrong decision, which increases the cost. Then believing on someone else or someone else opinion, and that will also inculcate the unnecessary cost. Sometimes there may be temporary circumstances, temporary problems in the industry, and to strike to that particular problem, some unnecessary costs are inculcated in the product. Then personal attitude or habit that also affect on the product, then don't have such a ideas how to reduce the cost, how to increase the functionality, because of less knowledge related to the functionality of a product. So that will also increase the unnecessary cost. So these are some of the reasons related to the unnecessary cost. So there are steps how one can perform the value analysis. So these steps are segregated into three parts. First one is a blast, second one is a create, and third one is a refine. So during the blast step, from the variety of a product, the specific product is selected, and the relevant information related to that particular products is gathered, and the functions of that product will be defined. Okay, then create. Then after determining and defining the functions of a product, different alternatives are prepared for that particular functionality, and each alternative will be critically examined. Okay, so create different alternative and critically examine each alternative. Okay, then refine. So From that alternative, the best alternative will be selected, and that alternative will be implemented. So develop the best alternative and implementation of alternative. So that will be the third step. That is nothing but refine. Okay. So then what are the different phases of a value analysis? So there are total 8 phases related to the value analysis. The first one is the orientation, second one is the information, then third one is the functional, fourth one is the creative, evaluation, development, presentation, and implementation and follow-up. So these 8 stages are to be done, are to be considered while doing the value analysis. Okay. And remember thing that value analysis should be carried out over the existing product. Okay. So orientation phase, what task one should do during the orientation phase? So during the orientation phase, particular product will be selected and the issues related to that particular product will be determined. Then that issues should be prioritized. Okay, priority number 1, 2, 3, 4. So in that manner you have to prioritize the issues. Then determine what are the different scopes for the improvement, and you can determine the objectives of that particular scopes. Then you can evaluate different factors related to that particular scopes. Then determine the study team who will going to work on that particular product, value analysis of the product. So that will be formed, and further thing is nothing but the data will be collected and the study will be prepared related to the product. Okay. Then second phase is information phase. So further thing is nothing but whether the familiarization of the project by the team, all the team members participate in determining the true needs of the project. Here areas of high cost or low cost worth are identified. Okay. So what are the specific purpose of that particular item or a product, or we can say that the project. Okay. And whether it is satisfying that thing or not, so it will be understand in the information phase. And what are the different costs which are associated with that particular product, whether it may be high cost or low cost. Okay. And that we need to determine. So that areas, okay, sometimes it will be related to the production also, sometimes it will be related to the quality also. Okay. So that areas are identified where the cost is associated for that particular product. Okay. Then third one is nothing but functional phase. Okay. So functions are determined. Okay. For now here, boil water kettle is there, and what is the function of that particular kettle? Boiling the water. Okay. So boil water is the one word. Okay, boil water. So out of that, the boil is the verb and water is the noun. So boil will be the functionality of a kettle. So by dividing the word in verb and noun, the functionality of that particular product will be analyzed. So functional analysis outline the basic function of a product using the verb and noun, such as boil water, as in the case of a kettle. Okay. So you can understand the different thing. So now I have given the brushing. Okay, brushing the teeth. So teeth will be now, brushing will be the verb. Okay. Then watch. Okay. Time. Okay. Time watch. So time will be the function. Watch will be the noun. Okay. So in this manner, the critical analysis will be done related to the functionality of the product. Okay, getting everyone? Then creative phase. So this phase required a certain amount of a creative mindset. Okay. So not everyone is having the creative mindset. So for that purpose, special people are appointed to do the brainstorming and to determine the alternatives of the functionality of the product. Okay. So this step requires a certain amount of a creative thinking by the team. A technique that is useful for this type of analysis is brainstorming. Now here you need to think about the product and the functionality. So here, after thinking, everyone create one alternative. Okay. And these alternatives are cross checked and the usability of that particular alternative will be checked. Okay, then that is nothing but evaluation. So in this phase of the workshop, the value analysis team judges the ideas developed during the creative phase. So value analysis team rank the ideas. Ideas found to be irrelevant or not worthy of additional study are disregarded. Those ideas that represent the greatest potential for the cost saving and the improvement are selected for the development. Okay, so during the creative phase, whatever the alternatives are determined, so that determined alternative will be evaluated in evaluation phase, and from that the best ideas are selected. Those are having the potential of a cost saving, and those ideas will be carry forward for the next steps, and other ideas those are not worthy for additional studies, such ideas will be disregarded from the study. Okay, development phase. So the team develops the selected ideas into alternatives, okay, with a sufficient level of a documentation to allow the decision makers to determine if the alternative should be implemented. Now here, whatever the ideas we have carried forwarded for the further steps, so for that ideas, that ideas will be considered to be the alternative for the existing stage or existing function, and these ideas then documented, and that will be considered to be an alternative for the existing stage. So that will be considered as a development phase. Then presentation, seventh stage is nothing but a presentation. Whatever the ideas actually documented, that ideas are presented in front of a management or in front of a suitable authorities, so that that will be accepted by the authorities. So the presentation phase is actually presenting the best alternative or alternatives to those who have the authority to implement the proposed solution that are accepted. Okay, then eighth step is nothing but implementation and follow. Okay, so whatever the alternative are selected, that alternatives are implemented, alternatives are developed and implemented according to the plan. So then the plan will be executed, and that will be monitored according to the timeline of that particular plan. Okay, so objective of this implementation phase is, during the implementation and follow phase, management must assure that approved recommendation are converted into action. Okay, whatever is approved in the meeting, whatever approved in the presentation, that will be converted as it is into the product. Okay, that will ensured by the management. Okay, then follow phase. Okay, follow up means auditing, submitting, evaluate, and recommendation. Follow up is related to the audit. Okay, audit means what? Whether it is happening or not, or whether it is happening according to the plan or not. Okay, submit means whatever the analysis found out through the audit, that will be submitted. Then evaluation means, is there any corrective steps are required to take related to the problem, and yes, if there any corrective steps are taken, that should be considered for the further planning purpose, and it will be recommended for the management. Okay, then there are 10 principles of value analysis. Okay, which are that: do not use a component or a part that does not contribute to the value of the product. Okay, so let's take the example of stapler only. Okay, now the use of a stapler is to join two pages. That one thing is there, but you can see there are number of components in the stapler that does not have that much value. Okay, but that will be the extra things which are included in the stapler, which will add up the cost to the customer. Okay, so here the basic principle is, do not select such a components which will not contribute the value of the products. So then, do not use a component or a part whose cost is not proportional to its usefulness. Okay, some of the components are there which does not relate their cost. Its minimum functional cost is very less than the cost of the actual product. Such a components will not be selected as the usefulness or worthiness of that particular component is very less as compared to its cost. Then do not provide any features to the components or finished products that are not absolutely necessary. So sometimes we can say that the functionality is very less, but the look or glamorousness is very much high in that particular product. But sometimes it is not required to that product, then also it is provided to the product, and the cost on that uh, 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 wow factor, or we can say that the esteem factor is more than the actual functionality. So that will create the unnecessary cost for the product, and it will not that much worthy for the customer. So do not provide any features to the component or finish the products that are not absolutely necessary. Accept the change of a part of the required quality can be made out of a cheaper and easily available material. Okay, so change should be accepted, and uh, uh, it should be related to the required quality. Then only one can accept the change, and the materials which are required to produce that goods, that should be available in a cheaper quality or cheaper rate only. Okay, and if the part of a required quality is made by a process or a method costing less, then do use the alternative process or a method. Let us consider that one of the product is manufactured on a CNC machine, and the same product is able to manufacture by using the foundry techniques, and the cost related to the manufacturing on CNC machine or machining on a CNC machine is less than, or it is greater than the cost which is manufactured by using the foundry techniques. So in that case, you are getting the similar kind of a finishing, and you are getting the similar kind of a functionality from the product. So in that case, you have to use the proper technique to evaluate the two methodologies, whether you have to go for the foundry technology to produce the good, or you have to go for the joining technology to produce the good. So that should be decided at the initial condition only. Okay, and that will be done by using the value analysis only, in which process you are getting the lowest values. So that technique will be selected for the production purpose. Then use standard pass whenever possible. So we know that for for a higher safety factor, for the engines, for the boilers, for the turbines, we should use some standard parts like a pressure gauge, flow meter, then flow measurement, or some kinds of walls. So that should be manufactured in a standard things. So some kinds of pipelines are standard in nature, and they are recommended worldwide. The materials, some kinds of materials are there for the particular application, for the particular material is worldwide accepted, and it will be considered as a standard material. Some standard tools are there that is worldwide accepted, and that should be used. And best results, why worldwide accepted? Because the best results we will get by using that particular components and products. So whenever it is possible, you have to use the standard parts, and you should not go for the unstandard parts. Then use the material part best suited for the purpose. Okay, here you need to consider the best suited material for a particular purpose, and that material should be utilized for the material. Okay, then the cost of the component used should be proportional to its use of function. Then use the material part best suited for the purpose. Then purchase the part instead of manufacturing in-house if suitable supplier can provide the part of a good quality at the reasonable price. Okay, so if you are producing particular goods or the spare part in a 10 rupees, and one of your suppliers similar kind of a quality will be providing in a 9 rupees, so you need not to produce that good or that particular part in your company. You have to purchase that part from your supplier. Okay, so that concept, these principles are useful to reduce the cost of the product or unnecessary cost of the product in the material, and to increase the functionality and to increase the value of the product for the customer. Okay, so then scope of value analysis. Okay, organize the cost reduction analysis. Okay, organize the cost reduction analysis, by which accounts analyze the cost in products or procedures, the ranking of their elements in a descending orders of a magnitude, and inform the challenge to each, starting with the most important. Okay, so organize the cost reduction analysis will be considered to analyze the product cost and their processes, and accordingly we have to provide the ranking in a descending order. Okay, so descending order in means which processes require the highest cost, which will give the highest preference, and the processes which are having the lowest cost will be provided the lowest preference. So in this way, first of all, you need to organize the cost reduction analysis, then development as practices in many firms, where it follows the realization of a design and combining thoughts, combining through the specification to remove cost by substituting standards and relaxing tolerance and finishes. Okay, so in many firms it is realized that the design, okay, whatever the design is prepared by the design department, so it is not actually happen, or like that materials it is not available. So sometimes the standard parts are substituted with some kinds of a tolerance and finishes. So you can consider some tolerances in the design and their finish level also. Then purchasing analysis. In purchasing analysis, which systematically searches for a cheaper bought out components or services, probably by seeking the alternatives or a fresh basis for a price negotiation. Okay, so during the purchase, we know that for the purchase, the lot of capital investment need to perform, and sometimes we need to purchase some semi-finished, or sometimes we need to purchase some spare parts required for the assembling the products. So in that case, it is there should be a systematic approach to select the required supplier or suitable supplier for the product, and sometimes uh, uh, the new fresh suppliers will be created, and the price negotiation will be done with the uh, to that particular new supplier, because the new suppliers want to increase their businesses, and here that will be helpful for the industry, that the new suppliers will provide you the material in the cheaper rate. Okay, so that analysis we need to perform during the purchasing the material. Then method study, the part of work study that studies and analyze work of any kind in a disciplined manner that leads to improvement in a methods. Okay, so in the last year you have studied industrial engineering, in that you have studied the worst measurement and method study. So method study tries to reduce the extra processes which are unnecessary for the production, or for the production of for the production of particular good. So these unnecessary methods or unnecessary operations need to reduce from the process, manufacturing process, and for that purpose you have to use the method study techniques. Okay, so benefits of value engineering. What are the different benefits of value engineering? Here, improving the quality management, then satisfy customer, minimizing the paperwork, value attitude in the staff, save time and money, problematic situations. Okay, so here it helps to reduce the problematic situation, then it helps to increase the or build up the teamwork, then competitive more successful in the market, then improving the resource efficiency, lowering the staff cost, then capturing the opportunities, simplifying the procedure, lowering operating and manufacturing costs. So all these things will get improved for the industry, and that will be benefited, that you will able to deliver the high quality good with a reduced cost, and you can deliver that component on time, and your manufacturing team will be having the ability and flexibility to adapt the changes in the product. Okay, so that will be the benefits of a value engineering. There are some thoughts on value engineering. Value engineering uses an interdisciplinary approach to problem solving. Here, you require the knowledge of the product. Let's consider if you are having the product related to the foundry. In that case, you require the knowledge related to the manufacturing and the finance. If your product is having some components related to the electrical engineering, then you should have the knowledge of electrical engineering also, and manufacturing engineering and finance. If your product is related to the electronics, telecommunication, and mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, then you should have all these three systems or all these three engineering knowledges with financial knowledge. So it will be considered as an interdisciplinary approach, okay, to solve the problem. Then value engineering takes a systems approach to problem identification and problem solving. Then value engineering uses function analysis to improve communication amongst the team members. The function analysis system technique, FAST, it will be called as a FAST, promotes a synergistic approach to problem solving that develops solution far beyond that which only an individual could produce. Okay, so here you need to work in a team uh, uh, to reduce the anxiety, to reduce the uh, one can say that communication gap, and the person, single person will not perform all the tasks. So here you need to work in a team, and that will be helpful uh, to reduce the cost of the product, and it will increase the value in the product. Okay, getting everyone? Is there any question, any doubt related to this value engineering and value analysis? Very short topic. After reading also you can able to understand that things. Is there any question, any doubt? Is there any question, any doubt? I hope you understood. Okay, first of all, everyone need to understand what is meant by value. Value is not only related to the cost, it is related to the functionality of the product with respect to the cost of the product. Okay, and there is some procedure. Then next thing is need to understand that is nothing but what is meant by value analysis and value engineering. Value analysis is a technique which is applicable on the product which are already in already produced or existing products, and value engineering is applicable on the product which are in the design phase, where and this two techniques try to eliminate or try to reduce the extra cost that will associated with the product. Now here your important thing is that is nothing but you need to focus on creating the functionality of the product and reducing the cost of the product. Okay, okay, so here I will declare that the chapter number 8 is over, and if you have any doubt, any question, 7 is over, and 8th is already covered in the guest lecture. Okay, chapter number 8 is already covered in the guest lecture. So if you have any doubt, any question, you can ask. Okay, so I will provide some kinds of assignments. Up till now, I have given only one assignment. So more 3 to 4 assignments I will provide to you, and 2 to 3 case studies. So I need to prepare that case studies. I will provide that case studies also, and within 3 to 4 days, you have to submit that case studies. Okay, and for the unit test, only 5 chapters are there. So chapter number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 number chapter. So this value analysis and value engineering chapter will not be there for the unit test. Okay, so 5 chapters for the unit test number 2. Okay, and here I declare that the syllabus related to the production operation management is completed. Okay, successfully completed. If you have any doubt, any question, then you can ask me, or else you can put up your roll numbers in the chat box and you can leave this meeting.